My chairman is the First Lady. Oh, hello. Thank you, Jonathan. I want to announce other council members who are here today. Jeffrey Gable, Marilyn Santarelli, presenters. Our First Lady, a recovering presenter. And Bill Lair, who takes care of my health. My treasured colleagues from the PCA who couldn't be here today, thank you to you. Pretty much everyone who is here from Pennsylvania, our home for the last 20 years, is owed either a big thank you or a big apology, or probably both. And most especially my wife Ann, my First Lady, my two sons, and my big brother, who are here today for this award. 11 years ago, I introduced the first recipient of this award, Governor Tom Ridge, who left Pennsylvania to head the Department of Homeland Security. What you do not know, and what is advocacy lesson number 1, is that a few hours later, my office called to tell me that his $1.4 million increase in our budget had been rescinded. So if we hadn't realized that Tom Ridge had left the building, we surely knew that. So that lesson number 1, is never to depend on the persuasion and leadership of one person. There are lots of other lessons for another time, but a few I would like to address. With this award, you have defined and named for me what my work has been about these last 30 years. I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate with a grants budget, which is better than being an advocate without a grants budget. But this is not the first time I have been schooled by this field. About 25 years ago, I was delighted to take over management of the touring and presenting program at the California Arts Council. And it was someone you honored in 1975 who explained to me that as a state arts agency, we should be primarily concerned not with how our policies advantaged or disadvantaged artists or presenters, but how our policies help the people of California. And that has been my guiding principle ever since then. That was Jerry Willis, the Dean of Presenters in the Western United States. And thanks for the support from Jerry and so many of you, we were able to make some things happen with artists, presenters, and management, things of which I'm very proud. I was introduced to folk arts through this field, and it has become one of my great passions, along with jazz and arts education. And I've stayed close to the amazing people at the National Council for the Traditional Arts who produced the National Heritage Awards for the NEA, and who were commissioned by California presenters to produce something called California Generations, a tour of 8 different folk traditions in California. My job on that project was to be the bag man and the advocate, and I put together the match for the NEA grant. I found the money in the budgets of other programs at the California Arts Council, which is one of the reasons why I was so eagerly welcomed out of that organization and into my new life as director of the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts. So that is advocacy lesson number 2, but maybe it should be number 1. Don't forget to advocate within your own organization. So here's another advocacy lesson. Know your friends. There is no correlation between political party and support for public funding for the arts. Our largest increases came under Tom Ridge, a Republican, and the largest increase in the history of the National Endowment of the Arts happened during the Nixon administration. Okay. I kind of thought that would happen. I didn't agree with a lot of things he did either. I am privileged to know so many of you as friends. You who have that key ingredient, not just the one spark from that first unforgettable, transformational performance, but a fire that burns hot and bright in our souls and demands that we persevere and succeed. That was kind of serious. However, just so you know, when I interviewed for this job, I was asked from my council, my board, what it was they wanted from them. And I told them that as long as they didn't have some misplaced sense of dignity, I thought we'd get along fine. So, for my old buddies out in the West and the Western Alliance, I mean, my old buddies, I mean really old, like Blatchley old. There it is. Let me continue. The things we've been able to do, we've done because it was the right thing to do, it was the smart thing to do, and we did them because we have the mandate, the authority, the resources, and the jurisdiction to do them. No entity other than a public agency is in quite the same position. And we did what we did in the open, with everyone welcome, with due diligence and dispatch, and what makes us doubly proud of what we have accomplished through that effort. So, thank you for this, and George, thanks for showing me that I was capable of much more than I ever imagined, and demanding it of me. So the performances, from Maggie Smith to Anna DeVere Smith to Charlie Smith to Lady Smith, Black Mambazo, and Jesse Smith, a real cowboy poet. From the Kronos to the Dixie Hummingbirds to the Pittsburgh Symphony, Phil Ladanko and Philip Glass and the Philadelphia Orchestra, from one of your advocates, thank you for what you have done and for all those incredible performances, past and future. And good luck to all of us. Thank you.